I'm looking at a CIH model 7250 combine, a brand new one, and I'm looking at how to route the air lines for the Firestop kit to get your air from the blower into the enclosure over the exhaust manifold. I've got the hood up here. If we look back here, there's a shield on there that I won't take off right now, but you can see the turbocharger down here, the exhaust turbine. That's where we're headed. There'd be an enclosure there with a hole in it for us to connect to, and that connection will be made with a stub, a short, call it a HVAC stub takeoff or connector. That'll slide into the hole and fix there, and then we connect onto that with a we call it a Flex 90. It's again an HVAC fitting, but you can twist the pieces to make it angle left or right or turn some. Mostly we're going to come up with it, but it may require a little bit of a turn. And then from that we'll go into one of these rubber 90s. The rubber 90 will go on the end of this piece of aluminum tubing here. You may have to adjust as however it's necessary. You may need to lift it up as high as up against this the frame member here, or it can sit down here and almost essentially rest on this foam shield on this, looks like a breather tube. Anyway, or you can suspend it in between. There's a little bracket here with a hole in it. You maybe want to use that and some wire or something just to suspend this a little bit, but it will also support off where you connect it onto the enclosure back there, and that'll probably hold it. But anywhere from down here up to here, and we connect on with that, this rubber 90 onto the Flex 90 onto the stub connector into the air enclosure. Now this piece, I may adjust the length a little bit, but this one looks about right. I'll come out here, and then I'll provide you with a 22-degree rubber fitting, and that 22-degree rubber fitting angles kind of down, mostly down I guess, and back here alongside the steps. I've got this suspended with the wire, a piece of wire here right now, because I want to be able to video it for you, but it'll come down and just clear the edge of this air line coming from your intercooler back to the engine. And anyway, so it'll angle down a little bit, and then we have a rubber 90 on this end of it, and that one is pretty much angling up. And I'll provide a little 3-inch stub piece of aluminum that we connect onto another 90 here, and this should, if we get the length right, should get us just around the outside of this radiator overflow shield. And I provide a bracket that will go on. You pull this bolt off and the bracket will go underneath to put the bolt back on. That'll support a little tray out here that'll support the aluminum tube that shoots this way. And that aluminum tube will go from this rubber fitting all the way across to the 90 that goes down to your blower. It should set right on top of this air filter over here. So that's the plan for the 7250. Last year I didn't have one to test this on, so they kind of had to adapt when we put them on. This should fit better, and if we've got this right, it should just clear here like that, go through this 90, come up at an angle, go through that 22, and shoot back over above the engine head and down into the enclosure. And if we do it right, should be able to close this and it just clears underneath here by angling down and out here, so that you don't have to cut any part of your hood off here. So that's the plan for the air routing on the 7250 combine.